Okay, so using your pencil, the 3B pencil on its side, I want you to fill in that rectangle as quickly as you possibly can. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to make it black, just fill it in with the grey of the pencil all the way across the rectangle. But keep the pencil so that the lead is in contact with the paper. And you're not using the end, you're using the side of the pencil on its side. You can turn your board round, it's easier. So you get the whole thing filled in really rapidly. And you can go over it, you know, both ways if you want. So it's a little bit, well, it's evenly covered is what I would say. Right, that's the end of that stage. And then if you haven't got some paper towel near you, can you get a piece of paper towel, kitchen towel? Okay, now whether or not you're ready or not, the next stage is this. You wrap the kitchen towel around your finger a couple of times, I suggest, so it makes it nice and thick. And then basically just go in circles over that rectangle, so that what you're aiming to do is to get a flat grey background on which to draw. You can sort of retwist the paper around your finger so you get a clean bit each time. And just work your way in circles around that rectangle. So you flatten all the graphite and you make it as sort of flat and even as you possibly can. When you've been all over it, you should look at it and note that it has a different quality to what it had when it was just before you did that. And get rid of your paper towel for the minute. Just put it to one side. You might need it again, so don't get rid of it altogether. Okay, now the next thing you're going to do, I hope I'm not going too fast, is to get your coiled piece of paper on the backing piece of paper and put it somewhere on the table nearby so you can see it. And then I just want you to draw it as carefully as you can. Now, this method we're using is called the reduction method, because we're essentially going to, the instrument that we're mainly going to use is what? Can Prue or Chris help tell me what we did when we started this? Did we draw with a pencil or did we draw with something else?
Oh, we drew with rubber sometime.
With a what, sorry?
With a rubber, didn't we, sometimes?
That's right, yes. So if you could get your piece of rubber or whatever.
Lord.
Yeah?
Much more difficult.
Just want a piece of rubber. Everybody okay?
Yep.
And you're going to, I mean, if you look at this one I've done above, I'm just going to go out a bit. I did it in exactly this way. I used my rubber, first of all, to draw the bit that was flat on the table. I drew that first with my rubber, and I'll show you on this here how I did it. I'll try and do it so it's similar. So it came in from about here, and I started to draw with the back of my rubber. I started to remove basically some of that graphite that I've just placed down. This is why it doesn't need to be too black, because then it's quite easy to lift off.
You want us to do that now?
Yes, so you're drawing the shape that you've curled up and stuck onto the piece of paper. You're going to draw it with your rubber as far as you can, okay? And there will come a point where you might think, oh, I've actually gone the wrong way. And then what you can easily just go back over it with your pencil again, and you can re-graphite the surface. So can you see I'll go in a bit closer. I put some more graphite down there and just rub it back in. So, you know, you can correct it. In other words, you can correct what you do. Now, the quality of drawing that you end up with, I think, has a beautiful feeling to it. I think this is lovely. Sorry, I'll show you my other one again. It's slightly different than if I went in and drew an outline. It has a nice, soft, convincing sense of that curled up piece of paper, and gives the paper kind of glows as a shape out of the dark grey background. So you're lifting the form out of the grey. And it's a different way of drawing, and I think it's very good to do it this way once in a while, because it gives you an opportunity to approach things in a slightly different way. Are you all happy to proceed with this?
Yep.
Everybody understands what they should be doing?
Yes.
Yes? Have a go and see how you get on. I do not want to spend the entire evening on this little exercise. I would like to have it finished by 7:10. So do the best to get it done in the next 30 minutes. You've got half an hour for this, okay? And if you finish before then that's just let me know if you finished, okay? So when you can get to a point where, and in fact I did with this drawing, where I actually did use my pencil, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But first of all, we're going to get the main shape in, and then I might just stop and explain what the next step is.
No, that's not right.
I've already seen that I've made a slight error of judgment, so I'm basically graphiting it again and going back and using my paper towel. So you can, don't feel you can't change things. Right, could you just stop a minute and look at mine just for a second? I'm not going to, hold you back, but I just want you to look. Okay, I've got to this stage. Whoops, sorry, I'm just going to get it in focus. Right, okay, is that in focus?
Yes.
Yes?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so here where it's curling over, I can see a little bit of the back of the white paper. So I'm actually going to help myself by just, drawing that in to refine it. And here I can see that it actually goes up and goes under like that. So I'm going to re-graphite that little piece there. Okay, so I put some more graphite on and then get my paper towel and soften it so it doesn't look odd. Okay, now I have got obviously this wonderful tool that I use for, doing small areas. So I hope you can manage with the rubbers you've got. Now, underneath here, this line is going up and then disappearing under the edge. So you can use a bit of line if you want to, but be careful you don't make it a hard line. Okay, so that's just to allow me to see this little curling over bit at the end that I've done that. And you can do that if you need to. So here, the shape needs a bit of refining, and I might use my pencil and do exactly the same thing. I might just get the pencil and lightly re-establish the shape where I think it should be. So I get rid of that bit, re-graphite the bit I don't want, and then just carry on in the same way. Okay? And the same thing will happen in here. I will probably use a little bit of line work in there and then again re-graphite it so it's not obvious. All right? So if you just carry on and let me know when you're at a point you want to show me what you've done.